Hello everybody, it's Pat from Pat's Path Predictor, and I never make videos that involve politics on this channel because this is a channel that reports the weather. But because of what's going on in Canada, I need to talk about this. For those of you who do not know, there's a bill up there called C-11, which is meant to regulate content creators on every social media platform imaginable. In fact, I didn't know this was going on until I heard about it from Scarce, actually. So let's go ahead and roll a little bit of that video for you.
So for those of you who don't know, recently there has been a bill out in Canadian Parliament called Bill C-11. And what this bill does is it allows the Canadian government to regulate content creators on platforms like YouTube, Twitch, TikTok, really any platform that you guys are posting online digital content. This will dictate how and where your content will appear on these platforms, and it will also change how your content is discovered. So chances are your content is going to be pushed down in the algorithm, and in order for people to see your videos now, you are going to have to make content that proves that you are Canadian enough. That's right. I didn't know Canada was so patriotic, but apparently you are going to have to make content to let people know that you are Canadian, and this is going to have to meet the CanCon requirements. They also are regulating the advertisements on your channels, so this will affect your income as well. So if you're a Canadian creator, you probably will start noticing your views going down, your income going down.
Now that you've watched it, you kind of have a better understanding of why I'm making this video, and if you don't quite understand it, let me explain. A fair chunk of my viewership and subscribers live in Canada, and I generally will cover Canadian weather during hurricane season. For example, back in last year, I covered Hurricane Larry as it made landfall in Newfoundland, and this new bill quite honestly alarms me because I'm worried that if I make a video meant to warn people about someone like a hurricane about to make landfall in Newfoundland or Nova Scotia or wherever else in Canada, I'm worried the Canadian government is going to suppress that. And considering the fact that this is an extreme weather event and this is a potentially powerful monster storm that's going to happen, I mean, we generally do not see like major hurricanes or anything like that, but Hurricane Larry was the first hurricane to make landfall in Canada in 10 years before that. But nevertheless, I'm worried that they're going to see that and they're going to like suppress it in the algorithm because C-11 will basically pick and choose what the algorithm in Canada basically will allow viewers to watch. And I'm worried that if a very powerful hurricane is approaching Canada, I'm worried the Canadian government's going to suppress that video or the coverage of it because it's not Canadian enough. And in fact, I'm not the only one who's speaking out about this. There's several other YouTubers, one of which went to the Canadian Parliament to explain himself. In fact, we'll roll a little bit of it right here.
Recently went to the Canadian Parliament to speak out against this bill. Just watch this.
Now, much of the debate around Bill C-11 has centered on so-called user-generated content, which is often implied to mean frivolous social media posts. But Section 4.2 states that government is interested in regulating content that, quote, generates revenues, which describes the sort of videos professional YouTubers create. Regardless, it is important to understand that it is simply impossible to regulate a platform like YouTube without also regulating creator content. It's like promising not to regulate books while regulating what can be sold in bookstores. Given the broad powers of the CRTC, which Bill C-11 expands to include digital platforms, the Canadian YouTuber community is right to worry that the continued success of their channels could soon be dependent on their ability to make content that's Canadian enough to obtain government endorsement. Even more ominously, Section 9 of this bill says the CRTC can dictate, quote, the proportion of programs to be broadcast that shall be devoted to specific genres on digital platforms. Given that YouTubers make videos of every genre imaginable, from fitness to architecture to political commentary, it is frankly terrifying to imagine that government may soon have a hand in determining which genres of video are more worthy of promotion than others. In summary, anyone proud of the tremendous success of Canadians on YouTube should be deeply concerned about the damage Bill C-11 could do to their livelihoods.
Now, like I said, I never report on stuff like this. I'm not a news channel. I mean, I'm kind of a weather news channel, but I'm not a traditional news channel. I'm not an entertainment news channel, anything like that. But if it's going to affect my content, because a fair chunk of my viewership and subscribers are Canadian, someone needs to talk about this. And if you live in Canada, please write it down in the comments below, because I need to know, because I'm not exactly sure how much. I just know a fair chunk of it. If you're watching this from Canada, please put it in the comments down below, because at this point I am worried that this new bill, if it passes, is going to suppress my content because it's not traditional media. And equally though, it could boost my search results in the algorithm up there if like a hurricane or something is going to strike there. But I'm more worried about my videos getting suppressed up there than I am of it getting boosted in the algorithm, because it seems like it's more likely that they'll be suppressed. I mean, I don't know at this point, but it's really alarming to see that a government is going at these lengths to regulate what a algorithm is picking and choosing it and all that. If a social media website wants to do that, that's fine. That's up to them. It's up to them. They did that with pranking back in 2016, controversial content after the adpocalypse, and especially with YouTube, whatever. But if a government's going to step in and start doing this, that's where I get very uneasy about this, because if I'm reporting on an extreme weather event that could potentially impact a lot of people and have people in harm's way, and if there's a government suppressing that, then that's very alarming as a extreme weather channel right here. So I need to talk about this. I need to kind of explain what's going on. I just wanted to add my 2 cents on this, because I know it's been getting a lot of backlash in. I saw the bill myself, and I'm quite alarmed by it. So, with that being said, it's really going to end this video. If you're from Canada and you're watching this, please write it down in the comments below, and I reply to every single comment that's out there. So, yeah, with that being said, have a wonderful day. Stay safe.